Hi, my name is Connor Schloffman. This is speech one, a date that will live in infamy.
Smile, audience.
We all know what day we were born on, but do you know what happened on the day you were born? Martin Luther King Jr. once said, "We are not the makers of history, we are made by history." The date on which you were born can have much more importance than just sharing it with a celebrity. It could be the day that something extraordinary happened in the world. This seems to be overlooked today in our self-absorbed society, which is why I researched three events, one state, one national, and one international, that occurred on my birthday, November 13th. First, we look at state. The state event I chose occurred in 1947 when John Hill Westbrook was born. John would go on to break the color barrier in the Southwest Conference when he became a football player at Baylor University. Despite many racial barriers preventing John by the coaching staff and fellow teammates, during 1966, in the fourth quarter of a game versus Auburn, he broke the color barrier, becoming the first African American to play the Southwest Conference, as said by the Handbook of Texas Online. The second event is national. The national event I chose was the Supreme Court struck down laws calling for segregation on public buses. The ruling by the Supreme Court was a huge victory for civil rights, ending the 381-day bus boycotts across Alabama and other states, according to the Smithsonian Institution. This ruling declared segregation on public buses to be unconstitutional. Rosa Parks was the face of the Alabama segregation case, as she was famously arrested for refusing to give up her seat to a fellow white passenger. According to the Smithsonian Institution, Martin Luther King Jr. and 89 other boycott leaders were jailed on account of conspiring to interfere with business when they were using their personal vehicles to transport people around during the boycotts. Our last event is international. The international event that happened on November 13th, 1985, was the Nevado del Ruiz volcano eruption in Colombia that killed 25,000 people. The Nevado del Ruiz volcano erupted in an enormous lahar, which decimated the nearby town of Armino. The Armino tragedy, as this eruption is referred to today, is the deadliest lahar in recorded history. A lahar is a volcanic debris flow that rapidly flows downstream, destroying anything in its path. Lahars are extremely destructive and fast-moving, according to USGS photography, which is why they are responsible for 17.1% of volcano-related deaths between 1783 and 1997, according to research by the Bulletin of Volcanology. In conclusion, November 13th is more than just my birthday. It could also be the day that John Hill Westbrook started his journey to become the first African American to play in the Southwest Conference, or the day that U.S. Supreme Court determined it unconstitutional to segregate on buses and made a stride towards equality. On the day a tragic volcano erupted and killed 25,000 people. We all know on what day we were born, but do you know what happened on the day you were born? If what Martin Luther King Jr. said is true, then we are indeed made by history, then we should all know what events have transpired on the day we were born. Thank you very much.